My house was now a test zone. Angela immediately set about hiding my car keys in the living room. Using just psychometry, I had to find them. What am I doing? Angela, ready? I've just ended up pointing at the floor, I think.
I can't believe how excited I am.
I'm dying.
This
I'm
is so accurate.
No.
I don't know what to say. If we had a line or a ruler. Now, that's your line.
Yeah.
You talked about light coming down.
I did.
You talked about soft.
Ooh. Ooh.
And the corner.
I can't believe it. God, I was so not expecting that to happen.
I know.
But just when I thought I was getting the hang of this psychometry lark, a search for a lost dog put the mockers on that one. I'm going to try and use my psychometry skills to help find a missing poodle called Misty.
Yvette opened the front door and she just ran out. This is Misty. This is a picture of Misty.
Misty. Presumably, do you feel someone might have looked at her and known she was quite a valuable dog?
Yes.
She's lovely, absolutely gorgeous.
Do you get any senses looking at the...
Yeah, I get such a timid dog, such a lovely animal, such always at the back of the queue, I should think of. You know, it's
Yeah.
very, very much that way inclined.
Dominic had spotted a pub that fitted with his vision, and I'd made some notes of my own in the car. I was worried there might be another pub near a post box, a ditch and a bend in the road, but either way we put our heads together and planned our next move. Dominic had a strong feeling that a nearby mobile home site was linked to Misty's disappearance. I certainly didn't have any better ideas, so we checked it out.
Bother you. I was just wondering, we're looking for a lost dog. You haven't seen a little poodle, have you? Hello. Sorry to bother you. I was just wondering, we're looking for a missing dog. It's a little poodle. You haven't seen one around, have you? Oh no, sorry. Thank you. Sorry to bother you.
Things were not looking good, and this felt more like routine detective work than a paranormal investigation.
We're far off in the area where Misty's going to be. I really don't.
It was beginning to seem like an impossible task. While to me it just seemed like random wandering, Dominic was still convinced he was hot on the trail.
This way. Yeah, well, no, I know I'm right. That's the post box. This is the post box we actually talked about. So this is certainly the area where she'll be.
But the road didn't lead us to Misty. But sometimes, just sometimes, it did seem that I could pull it out of the bag.
The only name, but it's only because now I wasn't thinking it through, but the first name that popped into my head, but I didn't hear anything. The name that popped into my head was Alice. Was that what you heard?
Yes.
No.
And it happens to be my grandmother.
No. No. That's not true. Oh my God.
No, I really can't believe I'm doing this. I've only practiced so far on, family and friends, and the thought of trying to do a tarot reading for a member of the public is just absolutely mortifying. Michelle, I might have to defer to you on this because I'm not sure where to go with this, because this often indicates a child. I think that's what it seems to be indicating. Yeah, it might be someone from your past taking a step in your life where it's been a kind of, everything just chugging along nicely. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Gemini and Aquarius and things like that, and Libra. No, it's not. I'm finding hard to tell. Things weren't going well. There was far too much head shaking going on. My first public effort was heading for disaster. And then something happened. Heads started nodding.
Oh, it's abroad. Okay.
Okay. Don't know, does that sound anything like you, or is that maybe someone close to you?
It does, actually.
Oh, really?
Picking up on vibes, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I thought it was very good.
Very good.
I thought that was really good.
I think it was excellent.
It's very accurate.
I really thought that was quite spookily accurate.
Angela had hatched a very scary test to see if I could channel messages to complete strangers at a smart Chelsea cafe. Would unsuspecting members of the public really let me try to give them messages from their dead relatives? I had an awful feeling they would.
I was just thinking of the name Amanda.
Amanda?
Yeah.
No.
Do you play tennis?
No.
That's completely wrong. Did you buy someone a necklace at any time as a gift? No. It was something that would have meant a lot to them. It doesn't. New York.
I've never been to New York.
No.
Oh, I'll never be up for my final test if I can't come up with something here. Come on. Oh, I can't seem to tune into anybody's wavelengths. Come on.
There's two names coming to my head, which was Rachel and Eric. I don't know if that's at all.
Rachel, not at all. Eric only is my pseudonym in a magazine once.
When you walked over, thought of the name Toby.
Yeah, I was just thinking about a friend called Toby.
Really?
Yeah.
Good.
Hang on, is this it? I actually tuned in.
The name Joaquin came into my head for some reason. Joaquin, yeah.
Oh, I've got a painting by a guy called Joaquin.
Have you?
Yes, say again.
The name Joaquin came into my head.
Oh, I've got a painting by a guy called Joaquin.
Have you?
I wish I'd had access to all these potions when I was facing my final witchcraft spellcasting test. Never know, it might have actually helped. The idea was I was supposed to be helping my friend David Baddiel beat my husband at tennis by casting a spell. Yeah, I know, what was I thinking? Not sure. But David did seem in dire need. Honest.
Sometimes when you're playing tennis, you feel that it's not a kind of lack of ability that's stopping you from doing your best, but it's some kind of issue that stands in the way.
Yeah, well, that's true, I think, in that some people would say, your husband, who I play regularly, would say it is a lack of ability, and it's demonstrated by my constant losing to him. But I've always felt that no, I have a natural ability at tennis.
Yeah.
Quite a high level of natural ability at tennis, which is just the other side of a psychological block.
And what do you think the nature of the block is? Have you given it thought?
I think that there's one major thing which hopefully your spell will have sorted out, which is that I live my life in a state of sort of neurosis and Jewish anxieties all the time, and they don't stop when I play tennis. So generally my mind is elsewhere. Anyway,
Right.
My mind is on the great raft of problems that exist in my life normally, and that doesn't help. And there's that's sort of macro problem, and there's a sort of micro problem, which is that I've never quite understood how you're supposed to grip the racket. Right.
Well, who knows what demons I was staring up? But which side? After a month of training and hours of collecting ingredients and casting the spell, I was going to deliver my magic potion to David. Would it work? Would it unlock David's tennis potential? Annoyingly, neither David or Jonathan seemed to be taking that possibility too seriously.
Well, I hope for your sake this works.
Yes, it's made all the difference. I can
Because
feel it
I've
already.
had some Christians praying for me.
No, I can feel it already in my bones.
I have with me
I have-
a letter from the Pope.
I have a Wicker Man style power running through my veins as we speak.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey chaps. I got David's racket.
Oh.
There we go. What I also have is I've got a crystal,
Right, okay.
which was also involved.
Can I see it? Or do
Yeah,
I have to
of
leave it in
course.
the bag?
I think
Look at
it's
that, that's rather
done to
beautiful.
it.
I don't think that should be
There's
fine.
also some oil which you're supposed to smell periodically, if you remember, throughout the thing.
I don't dab it on my...
Use something to wax your beard.
Well, I am pagan tilled up.
No, I will not give an inch. I'm not going to try and throw this in the interest of supporting paganism, which as belief systems go seems a perfectly likeable one. I'm going to play as ruthlessly and as determinedly as always.
That's good to know. Should we go for it?
Let's go for it.
Right.
Good luck.
The match was about to start. Now there was nothing for me to do but sit and watch. Either the spell would work or it wouldn't. David got off to a pretty poor start in the game. Then things got worse. Maybe he'd needed to believe more in the effectiveness of the spell for it to work. I'm thinking positive. That didn't work.
Not your best game.
No, not the best game.
No, but good.
Well played yourself.
Thank you.